So first things first, let me address some obvious changes. One, yes, I did dye my hair again this purple color. I would expect to see it for a couple videos. I really like it, so I'm probably going to try and keep it around. Second thing, I obviously, like I said in my last video, I obviously moved. I haven't had a chance to set up my backdrops yet, so we're going to have to just deal with the ugly greenish brown color that is the walls of our basement. So I don't know when I will have my backdrop set up again to look nicer than this, because I'm still trying to figure out the whole filming situation. And on that note, one, my roommate and I and my soon-to-be third roommate, between the three of us, have 3 cats. So my cat Gimli and then my roommate, each of my roommates have a cat. And so you may see any number of them in any videos. But more importantly, we also have 2 rats and a hedgehog, or one of my roommates does. And you'll likely be able to hear them a little bit. They move around during the daytime. So if you hear any like scurrying sound, that would be her rats. Her hedgehog is like always asleep, so you probably won't hear her. But the other 2, you may hear them, it's okay. So now that I have addressed all the obvious glaring changes that you're seeing in this video, I'm gonna just get right into the topic, which is just more of me complaining. I love to watch videos about top 10 tropes, cliches that people hate, because I like to be aware of what the general public are sick of seeing, so that even if I love it, I try not to put it in my book, because if people hate it, then it's probably overdone, and it's time for me to give it the boot as well and add something a little bit more original and fresh to my own writing. It's just sort of entertaining to watch people complain about tropes, especially when I agree. So I decided, hey, wait, I have a YouTube channel, I can make about top 10 tropes I don't like either. And I just like all of these tropes mostly because they are overdone or in some way like harmful to society as a whole, and books are super formative for young readers, so I think that if a trope perpetuates harmful stereotypes or harmful actions, it needs to die. So those are pretty much the 2 criteria all of my top 10 most hated tropes fit into. So let's get into it. So the first one is one that has been around for literally centuries. It has been pervasive in pretty much all forms of media across the board, and it's incredibly harmful, especially to young women readers who do make up a majority of the YA demographic. And that's this idea that being pretty is equivalent to being a good person or being on the good side. I think one of the most obvious examples of this is in Disney. The princesses are always conventionally attractive by Western standards, and the villain, if they are women, so Ursula and Aladdin, are conventionally unattractive, as in they are fat or old by Western standards and media. The second one is one that literally every video I watch the top most hated tropes. So I'm not exactly sure why others keep putting it in my comments. And I don't understand why others keep using it, because it's clearly something people are so sick of, at least in the very standard overdone format that we've seen in so many things, and that's the love triangle. Specifically a love triangle that has a white, cisgendered, heterosexual girl as the center, and then 2 white, cisgendered, heterosexual men as the prongs or whatever. It's kind of been done to death and then some, and I could get behind a love triangle that shook up the formula, you know, girl in the center attracted to a man and a woman, and that's the love triangle, or one of just homosexual men, or one that involves people of color. You know, isn't it crazy how an overdone cliche can feel fresh if you just change it a little bit? Yeah, I'm tired of seeing the standard formula of a love triangle. My next one, number 3, is the bad boy love interest. I think I talked about this in my 10 male character pet peeves, but I hate it so much that I'm going to put it here as well. I cannot stand when I'm reading a young adult book and the protagonist, normally a female, meets this bad boy character, and immediately I know, and I'm always right, that he is going to be the love interest. I'm sick of it. Not only is it overdone to death, it's a terrible message to send young girls. When a young female reader meets a horrible, horrible dickbag of a guy, she should not immediately think, oh my god, I want to date him. She should think, oh my god, I want to stay away from him. Number 4 is one that I see a lot in movies, and I don't typically read books that have an arc like this, so I haven't read a lot of books like this, but I know they're out there, and that is when there's this capable woman who is well-trained and well-versed in the universe of the book, movie, TV show, whatever, and she trains typically the male protagonist to become like this incredible fighter or magician or whatever, and she's clearly like way better than he is, and she's got years and years of training and experience and understands how the world works. And then in the 3rd act, she becomes a damsel in distress for the protagonist to save. It's overdone, it's stupid, and I'm not interested in seeing it. Number 5, and that is Insta-Love. We all know what it is, and at this point I'm pretty sure we all hate it. Nobody's interested in the love at first sight story anymore, so let's just cut it out and keep moving. Number 6 is the token diverse character. Somehow I think this is actually worse than having no diversity in your story, is having just one diverse character. Because at that point it's obvious that you felt the need to have diversity, but didn't care enough or were too lazy to give more than just one. So the token black friend or the token gay friend, and that's it. Just one person of color in the book, or just one non-straight person in the book. And they're never the protagonist. They're so clearly going to be a secondary character that doesn't get a lot of fleshing out and end up just being flat instead of feeling like a real person, and they're just there so that nobody can say that the author doesn't have a diverse cast. Number 7 is the one-dimensional villain, and we all know that some fantasy books, which I love, have become very popular, and they feature a one-dimensional evil villain who is just evil for the sake of being evil. And so other fantasy authors just decided, hey, if I'm gonna write a villain, they have to be evil for the sake of being evil. No. Listen, I love Lord of the Rings, and I love Harry Potter, but enough is enough. Both authors try to give kind of an attempt at writing a villain with some depth. Sauron being corrupted by Morgoth to be evil is not really a good attempt, and Tom Riddle being conceived under a love potion is also just not really a good excuse for him being just pure evil with no real reason. It's boring. Like, it works sometimes, and like everybody else, there are stories out there that I love that use this trope, but 9 times out of 10, a story that has a villain who is a little bit more morally gray, who is still clearly the villain, but like Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones, like, he's still an antagonist, he's still a villain, but sometimes you like him anyway because you kind of get where he's coming from. I want more of those. Okay, thanks. Others out there, are you gonna join me on that? Yeah, join me on this? Yeah? Thanks. Okay, number 8 is the absent family. I don't know anyone in my life whose family in some way, shape, or form is not a part of their life. Those people are out there. I'm not going to deny that. And if you are a person whose family is not part of your life, that's fine, and I get that, and maybe those stories really appeal to you. But on the whole, most people have some sort of family that they relate to. It doesn't have to be their parents. It could be like they live with their grandparents or their extended family, and you can shake it up and make a family life more interesting than the typical nuclear family, but it'd be nice and refreshing for once to see that, because I think it adds a really interesting character dynamic and relationship to see how they react and behave around their family. Number 9, and this one is going to get me, I think, a lot of flack, because it's pretty much saying I hate an entire genre of YA, and I do, but I know people love it, so I'm going to get flack for that, and that is the tyrannical government / dystopian YA. So I know that dystopian YA is like still kind of in its heyday. I think it's drifting off a little bit nowadays because it's been overdone to death after the success of Hunger Games and like Divergent. Like, it was popular, but then the franchise fell through. Anyway, I think it's still kind of popular, and I'm sure if it was done well, I would like it, but I've literally never liked a dystopian YA novel in my entire life, including the Hunger Games and Divergent. So it's a pass, like it's a no from me. And mostly because it's done poorly, and most of the time, with the exception of Hunger Games, and I will praise Hunger Games for this, it doesn't really tackle any real life issues, nor does it address the real life implications of a dystopian novel. And in this day and age, right now, in the world we're living in, that's so crucial to me that when a YA dystopian novel doesn't reflect or seem to discuss the fact that that's life, and that's the point of the dystopian genre in its conception. Last but not least, number 10, and that is authors killing off their representation. So this goes hand in hand with the token diverse character, and that is when authors have a token diverse character and then kill them off. Need I say more? Alright guys, so if you liked this video and you agreed with any of my most disliked tropes, then please like this video, maybe subscribe, leave a comment down below of what tropes you hate the most. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.